One of the most basic editing skills you'll want to master is moving text from one location to another. In this lesson, we'll cut text from one location and paste it at another. We'll also use drag and drop to move text. We need to rearrange some of the text in this press release. When we're finished, it'll look like this. We move some phrases from one location to another in the paragraph, and we move something from one paragraph to another using the two options discussed above. So let's get started. First of all, I want to open up the data file. Remember, your data file can be located underneath the data file button on the course menu in Blackboard. The data file that you want to open for this exercise is WDB-1. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is actually change the name in the press release to your own name. But what you'll notice is that the paragraph marks are showing in the document. I like seeing paragraph marks, it just makes it easier to see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click here on the contact and I'm going to actually zoom in a bit so that we can actually see it a little bit better. So I'm going to select Ron Dawson and I'm going to actually type in my own name there. Before I move on any further, what I'm going to do is save this document so that I don't lose any of the original data file. So I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to find the location that I want to save my file. So wherever you're saving your files as you're working, you want to find that location. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to call this WD B Lecture PR. Then I'm going to click on Save. Now you'll notice in the title bar the name has changed. So my contact information is there. And now the next step, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to select some text down in one of the paragraphs. I'm going to scroll down to the third paragraph. I'm going to select the text Alaskan Guide Gilbert Conan. And when I do select the text, I want to make sure here at the end I actually include the comma and the space. Now, I let my mouse button go, so what I want to do is I'm going to use the Shift key and the arrow keys, whether I want to go left or right with the arrow keys, to select those last two pieces of this selection to move. And notice when I do that, the selection will actually change. So now that I've done that, I want to actually remove this text so I can replace it elsewhere in the document. So what I need to do is I'm going to just perform a simple cut and paste. When you cut text, it's removed from one location in the document, placed on the clipboard, and then it'll hang out in the clipboard until you actually paste it somewhere else. The clipboard is a temporary storage area for text and graphics. So I'm going up to the clipboard group, I'm clicking on cut, and what you'll notice, it removes the text that we had selected. It's now being stored on the clipboard. I'm going to click here before the word African to place the insertion point there, and then I'm going to click on paste. Wherever the insertion point is placed, that is where the information from the clipboard will be located when we click on the paste. So when I click on paste, Alaskan Guide Gilbert Conan is added to the document. You will also notice that when you do actually click on paste, there's the paste options dialog that comes up here, the paste options button. And we'll be working with this button in the next lesson, so we're just actually going to ignore it. What we are actually going to do is move the last sentence of this paragraph here that says ticket prices include lunch. We want to select that, and we're going to move it by using the drag and drop option, and we're going to move it to the end of the last paragraph. So in order to do that, we select the information. There's a variety of ways you can select the information you want to actually move, but what we're going to do is I just use my mouse to select everything, including the period. Then I'm going to put my mouse button pointer over the selection, and I hold the mouse button down, and notice the pointer changes. It has a little like square rectangle on attached to it, and then I'm going to drag the insertion point to the place that I want to paste this information. So I click there and it brings down the actual information that I had selected. And notice I also get this paste option as well. So we're going to actually continue editing this document, so I want to make sure that I save it. But if you want additional tips on how to actually use cutting and pasting and some of the shortcuts that you can actually use to do that, you want to check out Word 26 and Word 27 in your textbook.